So you're thinking about starting your own HVAC business. You've got the technical skills, you've talked with other techs, you've seen the invoices rolling in, the busy schedule, and you're thinking, I've got what it takes. Well, today I want to cover 5 misconceptions that I've heard from many technicians over the years. And I want to debunk these to really help you understand what owning an HVAC company looks like, especially early on, so you can understand that before you make that step. The premise of this video is not to scare anybody off. I just want to give you real deal information on what those first 5 years look like when you're starting from scratch. So that way you don't make a huge financial life-changing investment based on rumors or shop talk. And honestly, one of the biggest regrets or mistakes that I have when starting my company was not having a mentor early on. So today, I want to share with you some wisdom that I learned along the way and hopefully make your path a little bit smoother. So quick background on me, I started HVAC in 2002 in the Air Force. I've been a tech for multiple small businesses, and then ultimately I started my own company in 2010, ran it until 2022 until I sold it. So I've been on both sides of the business, the technician side and the business side. All right, so misconception number 1, the owner doesn't really do anything. You might hear this all the time. He just sits in his office or she just sits in her office. It must be nice just to answer the phone all day. It's really easy to think this from the outside looking in. But here's the reality. When I was in the office, I was grinding, constantly working. Some days I'd be there from 4 a.m. until 8, 9, or even 10 o'clock at night. Other days I'd go from 4 a.m. to noon, and then we were a tech short, so I'd jump in a van and go run calls until midnight. The thing is, when you own your business, the buck stops with you. You're scheduling calls, setting up jobs, bidding work, building SOPs and systems, paying bills, pulling permits, running payroll. There's endless things that you do. It just doesn't stop. Plus you get nonstop phone calls that distract you, receiving orders that distract you, fixing endless problems. And then on top of that, you're trying to bring in new work. So then once things even slow down, say in the slow season, the office isn't slow because you can't be. If you want to be a good boss and keep your techs busy, you got to find the work. So that's misconception number 1. The boss doesn't do anything. All right, misconception number 2. The boss is rich. So you see the new trucks, the warehouse, the inventory, and you think the owner's just killing it and rolling in dough. But especially early on, if the owner's smart, all that money has to go back in the business. Payroll first, bills first, everything about the company has to come first, and then the owner gets paid last. For me, my employees came first. There were years where I paid myself at the end of the year and actually lived off savings that I had because I understood the long-term asset that I had. So early on a personal level, financially, it didn't really do that much for me, but eventually it would pay off. But still, this business isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. What might look like quick money on the outside is usually a heavy reinvestment on the inside. All right, misconception number 3. We just did this huge job, a $20,000 change out that we did in one day. They're just making tons of money. So on paper, it looks really good. But one job or even multiple jobs doesn't tell the whole story. Because yes, that's a lot of money, but trucks, fuel, employees, inventory, everything, mistakes, callbacks factors into that job. So while we might look profitable, a lot of times you could be breaking even or even worse. A big problem with me was for many years we were priced incorrectly. So we spent a lot of time doing a lot of jobs thinking we were doing really well, but in reality we were almost working for free. So don't let that high dollar call fool you. All right, misconception number 4. I'm a good tech, so I understand all aspects of this business. I've heard that word from technicians at my company. And while you might be a really good technician in the field and understand the business in the field, being a good technician and being a good business owner is completely different. They're two different dynamics. While you could be that eventually, unless you have some sort of education, that's going to come over time, just like it did in the field. It came through trial and error and many years of just busting your butt. So don't expect that just because you get the industry in the field that you're automatically just going to jump into a business and get it on the business side. Misconception number 5. The boss has it easy. He works whenever he wants. He comes in late. He's just living the high life. So eventually this might be true when after years and years of the company growing, but if you as the boss, you got to grind, you got to work hard. When everyone else goes home, you might go home. But like me, when I went home, I would eat dinner and then I would go in my home office and be scheduling work for the next day or just figuring it out just to make sure the company was organized and set up. And also, a lot of times the phone doesn't start really ringing, especially where we're from in Florida, until 4 o'clock because that's when everyone gets home. So you in reality want to go as an owner, spend time with your family, but then your phone just starts blowing up with calls, and obviously you got to answer the phone and schedule the calls and stuff. You know, that's your job. Another point to make is just to give some perspective on like the background. I mean, I was even at a destination wedding in Mexico with my wife, literally sitting at a tiki bar with my laptop working. So in reality, especially in the beginning, the boss doesn't have it easy. You have to grind hard or you're not going to grow your company because the buck stops with you. All right, guys. So in closing, I'm not trying to scare anybody away. Like obviously, if you have a passion to do this, then I want you to do it. And I really want you guys to succeed. But I just want people to understand that this type of business, like the service business, the service industry, it is very consuming and it is going to take hard work and a lot of commitment, and you definitely have to have your heart in it. If your heart's not in it and you're just in this for the money, I mean, you should probably do something else because this is not the easiest business to run. But if your heart's in it and this is what you feel called to do, then go for it. Just understand that you need to bust your butt and you need to be all in to make it happen. If you guys like videos like this, let me know in the comments. This is actually my very first video, but if you want to see more or you want any more tips or just general information about running an HVAC company, specifically residential, that was my niche, put some comments in the comments below and let me know. We'll see you guys in the next one.